If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to help me out with the production of more content for this channel, then please consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description down below.
Look at that! Wear this in public, Cheats.
Chili,
Rawr.
because if it's not poly.
Rawr! Rawr! Rawr!
Yeah, you think that's hot? Yeah, $15 all night.
My name's Ari, but I go by Gabe. I know that the drawing looks like a furry, and that's because it's me being in the furry fandom. We get a lot of, oh, he said the S word, for being weird and sexual.
Yeah!
Hello everybody, this is C3Cord and welcome to another installment of my furry review / analysis series here on YouTube. So for today's installment of this series, we are going to be reviewing two videos made by a YouTube channel known as the Young Turks. If you are unfamiliar with who the Young Turks are, the Young Turks is a progressive American news and commentary program on YouTube spanning across multiple different channels, all in one similar media network. The show is primarily hosted by Kenk Uger and Anna Kasparian. They're a YouTube channel that stands in at about 3.5 million subscribers and has over 31,000 videos. Holy crap. Now in the past few years, they have been heavily criticized for how they've handled certain situations in the past, as well for their social justice warrior-like opinions. One instance of this was when during the election coverage about 1.5 years ago, Alex Jones rated their live stream coverage of the election. They responded with screaming at him, and even one of the anchors spat in his face. What the? Now, I'm the type of person that when it comes to my non-furry spare time, I tend to watch a lot of anti-SJW channels on YouTube, such as Chris Raygun and the Drunken Peasants. And they tend to heavily criticize the Young Turks a lot of the time. But we're not going to be talking more about politics in this video. We're mostly going to be covering their two YouTube videos they have released involving furries. Now, the first of the two videos we're going to be discussing from them was released 7 years ago called Furry Convention Video, with sitting at 75,000 total views. So not that popular, but we're going to take a look at it now. The video mostly consisted in discussing AnthroCon in Pittsburgh during 2010.
All right, the Furry Convention is currently taking place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, thank God.
All right, it's known as AnthroCon.
Yeah, of course.
All right, and it's the world's largest convention for those fascinated with anthropomorphics, human-like animal characters.
So, dudes and dudettes dressing up as different animals.
Yes.
And likely having sex with one
and
another.
screeching. Is that what it's called?
I think
Screeching?
it was. Yeah, and there was yiffing or something like that.
Right.
Now, I don't like how the video starts off with them instantly assuming that the convention is all about sex and such. But I can understand it to an extent because most people do tend to think that's what furries are all about when it comes to the average person, when it comes to them being exposed to a lot of the media at the time. But I am going to keep in mind with the fact that this video was made 7 years ago, and I do feel that the opinion of the furry fandom has changed dramatically than it was 7 years ago, personally.
Okay, first of all, I don't want anybody to get me wrong. I believe in America. I believe in diversity, and I believe in freedom. If this is what they want to do with their lives, God bless their hearts, man. Okay, that's why our founding fathers created this lovely country. Now, having said that, would I dress up as, you know, a giant ram or panda and rub up against other animals or other people in animal outfits? That's not my cup of tea.
Now, I do appreciate the fact that even though they're not being more so sympathetic to furries and Kent kind of comes off as if he finds them as stupid, I do appreciate the fact that he does try to be a little bit political and says that they have the right to do that since we're in the United States of America.
But just picture them having sex in the outfit. First of all, I don't even know how to do it. They must have a special...
No, they don't have sex in the outfits.
Oh, they do. They do.
They have to take the outfits off before they have sex, unless they just do like heavy petting and grinding.
Heavy petting. Good.
Apparently, Kent and Anna are unaware of the fact that mersuits exist. God bless their souls. Now, even though the fact that the video is kind of funny in my opinion, I do think it is a very unaware video and does come across as very ignorant and kind of immature. So I do understand to an extent how this video has a lot of dislikes. Now we're going to move on to the second and final video we're going to be discussing today from the Young Turks about furries, which is called Would Anna Date a Furry? This video was released 5 years ago and has 136,000 total views. Now this video mostly consists of them discussing a BuzzFeed article describing how furries are not as bad. Now let's see how their opinions have altered since 2 years have passed since the making of the last video.
I am going to defend furries because I feel like they get a bad rap, and I feel like some people on this show are a little too hard on the furries.
I think the furries are a little too hard on each other.
Okay. Oftentimes when people hear about the furry community, they just think about people dressed as animals having sex with one another. Wait, can we look at that picture for a second? I'm amazed at how many people are there. I mean, the furry community has taken over.
Now, as you can tell by the beginning of this video, the atmosphere and overall attitude they have towards the furry fandom is completely different than what they had 2 years prior to this video. I also do like the fact how Anna points out how the furry fandom has gotten extremely more popular as of the year 2012 and how big these conventions can get.
Now, the furry community is mostly composed of males, unsurprisingly.
Of course.
80% of them are males, and they're between the ages of 21 and 24, and that's reported by BuzzFeed. But I will say this. I think that this is the most harmless fetish on the planet.
Now, I do like the fact that they do feature the statistics of male to female ratio of people within the furry fandom, but however, I don't like that they do kind of assume that it's a fetish, because it's not a fetish, it's kind of more of a community-based artistic expression. But still, even though with that one little aspect I don't like, I still have really high hopes for this video so far.
Okay, whatever, right? But if they're having sex in it, that makes it more fun and more ridiculous at the same time.
Definitely a sexual component to it, but I think that it would be misleading to say that anyone who identifies as a furry is into having sex dressed in an animal suit. You know what I mean? A lot of them do it because it has to do with confidence. For instance, Yippee Coyote says, "It's me, but more confident and outgoing. It's me, but better."
I really do agree with Anna at this part of the video when she states that it's not completely a huge component sexually for a lot of people in the furry fandom. It's more of an optional thing. And for a lot of people, it isn't a thing at all, which is a really good positive way to represent the furry community, if you ask me.
I know, but it's a fake confidence. You're in a frickin' animal outfit. You're dressed up as a coyote. That's not real confidence. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Now that opinion right there about how it's fake confidence does remind me of a few people who have criticized furries and how they're saying that like people who are furries are doing this as a way to not really acknowledge their own flaws and kind of make fake personalities for themselves, which is a really debatable opinion about furries, which I have heard from people who criticize them. And I do like how Kent brings this opinion up because this is an opinion that I don't feel like that many people discuss when it comes to the main criticisms of furries.
But I see this as a victimless crime.
Okay, no, I hear you. Look, again, let me repeat. It's none of my business. If you enjoy it and you want to play basketball in your furry outfit, by all means, God bless America. It's a free country. Do whatever you like. Do it in Canada. Do it in Ethiopia, too, if you like, okay? If you want to have sex in it, I don't care. I'm not a Republican. Have at it, Hoss. If that's what gets you guys off, she's a chicken and you're a bear, go for it, okay? I'm just saying that it's strange, I think, to most Americans, especially the sexual angle, right? That like, oh my God, oh, she's in a chicken outfit. Oh, that's hot. That's weird. I mean, can we just at least agree that that's weird?
Okay, I'm going to go over the top. It's weird, but it's not enough to weird me out. I'm not going to run for president one day, but I feel like if there was a guy that I was really into and he was smart and funny and everything was great, and he was like, look, I want to, but I want to wear a bear costume, I'd be like, all right.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Now, to really wrap up this video, they do go back to the fact that it's a free country and you can express yourself however you want. It's your right. Pretty much the overall message they were trying to get in the last video, but done 10,000 times better within the second video. Now, I really like how Anna is open-minded about the furry community in that aspect, especially when it comes to her own dating life. So overall, I would say that this second video is a lot better in terms of quality and open-mindedness than the last video was. And even though there are definitely a decent amount of dislikes within this video, there however are way more likes on this video. So that pretty much wraps up this furry review / analysis on the two Young Turks videos. I do find it interesting how people's attitudes and mentalities can change over time, especially with how these two videos having a 2-year span between each other. Now, am I saying that the Young Turks are extremely open-minded people that you should definitely subscribe to? Personally, if you take in all the other videos they have made that are very controversial in their opinions, I still wouldn't suggest it because of the controversial pro-SJW mentalities they have. I would still say no. But when it comes to the second video they made called Would Anna Date a Furry, I think it's a pretty solid video with a pretty good opinion. And that's the end of this video pretty much. There will be links in the description to their channel as well as the 2 videos I have discussed today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button, turning on that notification bell, subscribing, and supporting me on Patreon to further help out my channel as well. I have been Seethercord, and I will see you guys next time. So, goodbye everyone.
Went to lower jaw of a crab.
Can I borrow it for a while?
Larry, that's a lobster.
I'm sorry,
little
the
dude.
lobster. Look at his lower jaw.
I think you're being politically correct. He has no chin.
But I just want to borrow
He's like Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy. He's like Leafy. He's like Leafy.
Me being in the furry fandom.